Now, it is emerging that missteps by the executive arm of government could be the cause of the crisis the education sector has fallen into following the National Assembly's move to halt the reforms in the sector. Concerns raised by the Teacher Service Commission and other stakeholders over implementation of the recommendations without the input of key stakeholders and Parliament has been affirmed by the National Assembly. And as Brenda Wanga now reports, frantic efforts are being undertaken to salvage the reforms.
A meeting between Parliament's Education Committee and senior education sector officials, including the Teacher Service Commission, made this month in Mombasa, threw open the door to accord a glimpse of the intrigues that preceded the presentation of the final report of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms to the President. The TSC, in its presentation to the lawmakers, accused the Working Party of denying the Commission the opportunity to have its input in the report before the final drafting. The National Assembly, in halting the report's implementation, cited the failure of the Ministry of Education to follow due process before beginning implementing them. The teachers' employers have raised concerns about some of the recommendations and the impact on the constitutional powers and independence of the Commission. The Teacher Service Commission told the committee that despite submitting a memorandum and engaging a committee of the Working Party on the 18th of November last year, the Working Party failed to consider the Commission's input on critical matters involving the teachers' service. As a result, the TSC says the outcome of the Working Party, if implemented, will limit, interfere, and/or out the Commission's constitutional mandate. To an extent, the Commission will lose its independence. It also states that by moving to implement the recommendations, the party proposes to take away key mandates and functions of the Commission underpinned by the Constitution through amendment of the statute law.
The secondary has been very seamless.
Among the recommendations of the Working Party once implemented but that are opposed by the Commission include the move to have the Ministry of Education oversee the retooling of teachers who graduated before this year, the setting of entry standards of teaching service, the establishment of a comprehensive school management system that places pre-primary management in the same category as primary and secondary schools, and the harmonization of teachers' performance evaluation with that of the rest of the civil service. The TSC also faulted the recommendation to discontinue the categorization of schools into national, extra-county, county and sub-county to career pathways and the reduction of learning areas in primary, junior and senior schools, stating that this moves extended beyond the Commission's mandate and would lead to redistribution of teachers and additional financial burdens on schools. The Commission says that some of these recommendations should have waited to undergo the necessary legal amendments. They are not the first ones to have raised the alarm over what stakeholders have called the hurried implementation of the Working Party's recommendation.
Receive this report, subject it through the further processing, definitely it should be tabled in Cabinet to be a white paper as a policy document and all that, and taken to Parliament for debate and discussions and to see where legislations need to be done, amendments which need to be done and all that. Those things have not been done and yet they are being implemented. So that's why we say it's being done in a hurry, but it's leaving lots of casualties.
PS Education Belio Kipsang, on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary for Education, told the stakeholders meeting in Mombasa that the ministry had already put in place the steering committee, the legal committee and the departmental committees that were working to produce a sessional paper for forward transmission to Parliament. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
Now, the Senate has described Turkana County as a